Hey guys, Scott here with a new beer dissection video. What I have today is from Big Oyster Brewery from Lewis, Delaware. It's called Noir de Bleu, which I'm not a French major, but I believe it means black and blue. It is a Belgian style triple. I'm sure I'll have a picture over my shoulder here momentarily at 9% alcohol. So it is sitting there right in Belgian triple territory. I want to say, if my memory, if I recollect properly, sometimes I'm a little rusty on my BJCP numbers. It's been a little over a year or so that I did my written test. I think it's 7.5 to 9.5% alcohol. So being at 9% would be perfect. Noir de Bleu. Now this is brewed with dried blueberry and natural black tea and natural flavors. So the good thing is, if you followed me on my channel a little bit, I'm not a huge fan of fruit beer. If you are going to put fruit in there, I really like it to be as my preference. Okay, these guys aren't brewing just for my taste buds, but I would like it brewed with real fruit, some sort, either fresh fruit, maybe even puree. Maybe even juice, but like at least some real fruit in there. And if you are going to use the tinctures of artificial fruit flavor, use it judiciously, because sometimes it can get too medicinal. But that's just my personal opinion. So I'm not completely against using artificial tinctures, but if you're going to use it, I'd rather you not use too much of it, because it kind of gives a medicinal flavor. Now this one I haven't had before, so we'll take a look at what it tastes like. But nice looking can. Okay, I don't know what bridge that is. That may be the bridge that goes over the Delaware Memorial Bridge from Delaware, New Jersey, possibly. I don't know, but good looking bridge there. So black and blue, black tea, blueberry, dried blueberries. And with the dried blueberries, a lot of times that will concentrate the flavor. Because to be honest with you, sometimes when you have blueberry, unless it's like May or June in New Jersey, Hamilton's the blueberry capital of the world, sometimes the blueberries don't have a true blueberry flavor like some fruits. I find that with raspberries sometimes. So if they're using it and they put a little tincture in, that's fine, but we'll see what this is all about. Again, that's just my experience. I just find sometimes when they're using the fruit, it just doesn't impart that much fruit flavor to it. So Big Oyster Brewery, Lewis, Delaware. And I always wanted to call it Lou's, but it won't do all my triathlons down in Cape May. It's the Lewis Ferry. So anyway, guys, let's crack this bad boy open, take a look at it. I don't have anything special. I really would prefer using a regular stemmed tulip glass. I just have kind of a tulip pint glass, which is better than using a shaker pint. So really nothing too fancy here, okay? So let's just pour this out. Okay, so, and we'll just go roughly halfway. So right away I can see there's a lot of most Belgian style beers, remember, especially triple, golden strong, usually they're very highly carbonated, very effervescent. So let's just see what this one looks like. This has got a nice white to very light tan head. I got a couple of inches, which is pretty good. And I pour things aggressively, but we have that typical triple looking kind of gold to maybe a light amber. Little cloudy, which is fine. Sometimes they're using wheat in some Belgian triples. Sometimes the yeast don't flocculate out. You get the proteins from the wheat, gives you a little bit of the chill haze and stays like that. So really no big deal. Again, I don't know the grist on this beer, but again, I don't knock it on clarity these days, especially when you're reviewing a lot of IPAs. All right, so very nice pronounced head there. Okay, let's take a sniff of the aroma. Oh, nice. I do get, and thankfully, I'm getting the blueberry. Okay, very, not smack in the face blueberry though, just very subtle. I'm getting some phenols, probably I'm guessing they're using Belgian yeast. Belgian yeast a lot of times will give you those peppery phenols, which is what I'm getting here. But you kind of get candied blueberry, maybe slight orange citrus in there. Crusty, light toast malt character. Pretty much it though. So you're getting, a lot of Belgian beers will be a yeast-driven beer. So that's where you get those phenols. Usually Belgian triple is going to have sometimes some orange notes to it or pear, but especially that orange, that candied orange. This I'm not getting overblown with orange. I definitely get the blueberry, but it's a nice combination between the orange and the blueberry aroma. And I'm guessing just from being able to smell it, the blueberries, they're probably using some type of artificial blueberry, maybe to complement their dried blueberries, but that's just my guess. Okay, but it smells actually quite nice. Again, it's not like, punch you uppercut blueberry, I've had blueberry. I think I actually used blueberry in a blonde ale years ago when home brewing, and it was just overpowering. I mean, that's why I know, sometimes I give you these opinions because I've made mistakes in home brewing, and I just know what just tastes better, at least for my personal preference. All right, so very good. But yeah, you definitely get those phenols, light toast on the malt profile, little orange, candy, blueberry, phenols. Anyway, guys, cheers. Prost, if you Germans. Medium high carbonation, not as high as a typical Belgian triple would be, or Belgian golden strong. You get the blueberry. I'm getting the candied, kind of slight orange and candied blueberry taste on the palate here. You get that white bread. I don't get the phenol so much on the flavor. Pretty reasonably attenuated. It's not drinking like a 9%. It's probably drinking more like, 6%, not to split hairs. So it's not as attenuated and crisp and effervescent as most triples are. But it's got nice malt backbone. It's actually got a little residual sweetness on there. Sometimes it's like if you kind of take a mouthful of cotton candy and let it sit on your lips, you kind of get that slight stickiness to it. But it's okay. Like many triples. I mean, the Belgian Golden Strongs are usually more attenuated and drier. This is not as dry, but pretty nice though. Again, I think there's a nice concentration of blueberry. Again, not overwhelming. My guess is they're using a little blueberry tincture with the fresh blueberries. The tea, it's hard to pick up because the blueberry and the orange, again, they're not using orange in the beer, but because the between the malt and the yeast, residual sweetness, sometimes you'll get a little bit of like an orange tinge to it. But it's pretty nice. I wouldn't say it drinks like a Westmalle triple. But for a blueberry-infused beer, which I'm not usually a fan of, it's actually quite nice. You do get that kind of medley of blueberry, slight orange. You get the light toasty malt character. And again, the carbonation is only kind of medium high. Bitterness is probably moderate, pronounced. There's a slight creaminess to it. I'm not getting no alcoholic. Well, actually, there may be a little alcoholic warmth. Sometimes around 7.5 to 8%, I start getting it. As I'm sitting there, probably on my fourth sip, kind of feeling a little bit of warmth, but not astringent and not like solventy, which is pretty good. So anyway, guys, Big Oyster Brewery Noir de Bleu, black and blue, I believe that's what that means in French. Their Belgian style triple, which using blueberry and black tea. As I told you, I don't pick up. I'm not really getting the tea on there, like tea leaf, but I think everything else is a little bit more to the forefront. But it's drinking quite nice. Probably one of my better, fruit-infused beers that I've had recently. This brewery, like I said, is in Lewis, Delaware. Those of you down in Cape May that take the ferry over or live in Delaware, I know one of you has a house down in Delaware. To check them out, this is the big Oyster Brewery. Overall drinkability, enjoyability for this grading on this. I know a lot of you guys like for me to do my grades. I got to give it a good B plus A minus. It's actually drinking quite nice. I'll enjoy the rest of this. And what I do enjoy about it, as I led with fruit beer, it's not overwhelming. I think they are using real blueberries, but I think they're probably using some tinctures. If you work for that brewery, you disagree, let me know. But I think there is a little bit of a tincture, but it's not overpowering that it's like medicinal, that you kind of like cringe every time you drink it, feeling like you're drinking like liquid Jolly Ranchers or things like that, which I get. I've been getting at some of those Voodoo Rangers these days. It's pretty nice, guys. I don't have much to compare it to. I can't really compare it to regular triples like Westmalle or West Vleteren. I don't know if they make Rochefort. I can't compare it to the true Belgian. It's not fair. I think this is kind of apples and oranges, especially since it's using blueberry. But if you really like a little bit of a fruit character to your beer, you like the Belgian style with a little peppery phenols on the nose, a little bit on the taste buds, little residual sweetness, so it's not really, has some bitterness to it, but not overpowering. You may like this beer. All right, guys, so today's beer dissection: Noir de Bleu, Black and Blue, Belgian StyleTripel, blueberry tea infused Belgian triple from Big Oyster Brewery in Lewis, Delaware. All right, guys, till the next beer dissection video, just general beer video, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.